Hello and welcome to another video from salesburg.com. In this video we shall be looking at TT eSports Challenger Pro gaming keyboard. The keyboard comes in a colorfully printed box and it has information printed on both front and back. There is a flap on the top which lifts to show further information about the keyboard. Some of the features discussed is that there is red illuminated backlit, 2 USB 2 ports, macro keys, multimedia keys, 64 kilobyte onboard memory, onboard profile switch, backlight switch, fan device, Windows dummy keycaps, smart cable management, and additional keys. Okay, unboxing the keyboard, we find the packet containing the discs, the manual, cables, additional keys, and the keyboard itself. Looking at the contents with a bit more detail, the packet containing the disc also contains a quick product information. The manual is nicely printed with lots of diagrams and information. The USB cable comes in a velvet pouch. The cable itself is nicely braided with a Velcro strap. Additional keys are provided in red. There's also a plastic tweezer to allow users to easily change the keys. There are also dummy keys to block off the Windows button. The keyboard comes in a synthetic fabric cover which can be reused for traveling. The keyboard has a pretty standard layout except for some minor alterations. There are macro keys on the left and on the right as well. At the center of the armrest there is a TT logo which also lights up. The armrest itself is permanent structure. There's also red highlight on the armrest. The cap locks and numlocks LED is present at the top center of the keyboard. The keys are low profile and thus has shorter travel stroke. This can be liked or disliked based on user's personal preference. The top row keys, namely the function keys, are half-sized. Now this is something that I personally could not agree with. It's not that there is shortage of space over there, and the function keys are not any less used than the other keys. Moving on, there are two positions where the fan can be connected at the top of the keyboard. Unfortunately, this review sample keyboard that was provided did not contain the fan, so we could not comment any further about it. At the back of the keyboard, next to the USB port, there is a sticker that says each USB port supports up to 100 milliamp. Device with over 100 milliamp power consumption may not power up. Next, there are the two USB ports, the USB cable connection port, the slot where the fan stores, at the bottom of the keyboard there are the height adjustment legs. The bottom surface is predominantly flat. There is a groove where the USB cable would run through. in order to protect the USB connection port. As soon as the keyboard is plugged in, Windows starts installing the drivers. Although without the software installed, not all the functions will work. The lights can be adjusted from the keyboard itself except for the logo, which requires the proprietary software to be installed. Even at complete darkness, if the light is turned to full, it does not glare. It's not so strong that it would hinder the usage in any form. Rather, it is there present in a polite manner. With the lights on, the red glow is still visible quite nicely. At the top center of the keyboard, there are LEDs indicating the numlocks, caps lock, etc. Also, the macro function, which cycles between blue, purple, green and red, effectively giving 40 macro keys. The key presses are quite smooth. From the top of the keystroke to the bottom, there is good tactile sensation, and the keystrokes are also relatively quieter, although it will not satisfy those who's looking for a silent keyboard. For day-to-day usage, this keyboard will work quite well. When I tried to type on it, it felt quite nice, and the keys rebounded perfectly every time. So someone with a faster typing speed will benefit from it. For gaming, it will do quite well as well. As you can see over here, I'm hitting the space bar right at the edge purposefully, but every time it actuates perfectly. Well, I'm quite happy with the physical aspects of the keys. The feel factor is quite right. And also, there are 20 anti-ghosting keys. Therefore, for gaming, this is a very reasonable proposition. The construction is pretty solid and sturdy. The ergonomics feels good, except for a gaming keyboard it does not have provision for a headset, although this is an inconvenience that most of us would overlook. All in all, it's a pretty decent effort from Thermaltake. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Your comments and suggestions are most welcome. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.